people's teams need to be discussed, because then you'll have an even better picture of how you're going and how you're heading towards finals, especially for the Oracle users that get a bit of a statistical gauge for themselves on how they're tracking to making finals, which isn't perfect science, but it is just something to kind of work towards. If you see that number dropping or fading away, call the draft doctors and we'll put something together, Griff and I again. So today is buy low, sell high. I'll share screen in a second. We'll just go through the buys first and the sells one by one. We've got a pretty big list, which is cool. So I've done 2 articles so far this year that are written, just to kind of, I know some people asked for written articles on the Substack, so I've been trying to do those for people to peruse at work, but they are a lot harder for me, so it takes a lot of time putting them together, believe it or not. So I'll do another one of those soon, but this one's a video version. Got a couple of live questions, or I shouldn't say live questions, but questions that have come in the last 24 hours, so we'll touch on those at the end, guys. But Griff, if there's nothing else, I'll bring up those screens.
Yeah, let's have a go, mate.
Let's do it, mate. Starting with the buys, as I said, first name we've got is Payne Haas. I put him down, Griff, because I just got a feeling with how slow his start's been, especially for snake drafters, you probably took him top 5, generally speaking. They could be in trouble if their second pick was not also red hot. They could be really struggling, and therefore the combination of injury time, origin, how easy it is to tell the story of how few games he'll play from now till round 18, 19. I just think he's totally gettable. What are your thoughts on him, and do you have any names or package suggestions? And if you don't, no worries, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, 100% he's a buy for me. You're talking about, the best, if not, top 2 at worst front rowers, and even players in the whole entire game. People would have taken him in the top, 5, maybe top 8 at worst, but you're just going to go on the pedigree no matter what anyway. Like, he's already done it this year as well, and then he got the injury. So it is what it is. Buying window is right now. He's not going to play Origin for the first Origin. He probably will play the last 2 games if he is fit. But you just got to go for it. And to me, and like, we're going to be talking about some of these guys a bit later, even just in the cells and all that as well. But I'm still looking at moving a Jackson Ford or an Alex Twal, or all that sort of thing, and moving up to a Payne Haas. People might think that's not moving up, but at the back end of the season, for me, that's when you want your Payne Haases, because it's tried and tested. And I could just see the others just maybe falling away a little bit, whereas I just think it's the opposite go for Payne Haas. He's going to be on the way up at the end of the season.
Yeah, love that. I love that you've got the balls to throw those names in there. Twal we've spoken about, and we'll get there as well and talk about Ford and what he means, because there's going to be people who've hit the jackpot on them too, and are going to want to know, do I just run this or do I look to get off? And I think seasoned guys like you and me are like, holy, sell, because we've just never seen these breakout guys go the distance, except Terrell last year. But we had seen Terrell, I don't know, sort of do it. Like, we'd seen his case, and there was just nothing on the fringe to affect him. So it was a bit different. But the thing with Payne Haas, and I spoke about it in my my community league private channel last night, Discord, I was asking guys, like, what do you guys reckon about a package for Haas? Because he's gettable in my league with where the owner's at. And we threw things back and forth, and he's just one of those guys that you can patch together front rowers while you wait for him to come good, and you just need a 6-week run from the bloke. And people are arguing potentially for certain, like with Tino and Haas and whatnot, that, it's not a base year, it's not a base year. I don't think those guys are base. They're guys that can win you a weekend from a spot that not many others can. Like Jackson Ford is and Twal is right now. They're winning blokes weeks in front row. This is why I love front row as a place to explore, to get upside in, because you can get wins there. So I love
exactly.
I think it's a no-brainer having Haas first. I do want to talk about him because people will own him and people want to buy him. He's a big name, and we don't often get top 5 picks on a buy low with this type of injury, this type of origin run. So I wanted to raise it. I won't belabor Haas any further, because I think it's just a no-brainer. But I love that you've mentioned those 2 names in Twal and Ford, and we'll get to those in a sec. To bring up the next name, I'll jump in and out of the share screen because of how small our camera is when we are on a share screen. It's a bit ugly. So I'll talk to Fifita. Same deal, injured. Won't play Origin though, just need him healthy, pedigree name, but we have now not seen him really in existence for sort of 2.5 years. I know you're a big believer. We spoke about him in the last time we chatted last week.
Yeah.
Do you have any other comments or any sort of elevator pitches for people who are sniffing around this, and any reasons you'd go in on him? And is there names that you would trade for him off the top of your head? I know that's a really hard one to answer. So if you can't get the
Yeah.
names, that's all good. But
Yeah.
just the other part of it, is there any sort of elevator pitch for Fifita still?
I look at it. Yeah, it's just the like what he can do, and we haven't even seen what he can do in a Bunnies jersey yet. I think he's only got like one line break assist, and I don't even know if he's got a line break yet.
Yeah.
And in his last game, which obviously he got injured, he did play the full 80 still, and he got 70 basically just in base. So to me, if he's basing that well, wait till you see a Tallis Duncan game from Fafita.
Yep.
And things like that. Yeah, and like Cody, Cody be licking his lips to getting David Fifita back on that edge. And I just think that the best is yet to come for this season. I'm an owner, so it's easy for me to say that I'm just going to hold. You know what I mean? I'm sort of mid-table anyway, so I don't really need to sell. But if I was in a league where he was in another guy's team, I'd be going for him big time.
Yeah. Okay. And the difference probably with him and some other guys is the soft tissue nature. He's never really been a soft tissue guy. He had the ankle recurrence. He hasn't had a hammy or calves or anything in the past. Is it one of them things where that changes the price you'd pay for him, or do you just go balls to the wall for Fifita?
Look, I'm still probably only going to try and get him for what he's priced at right now, which is only a 60-something average. You know what I mean? So I'm still only going to try and do that. Like, if all else fails, I might go a little bit harder, but still going to try and get him where he's priced at right now, because as you say, like, you don't really know if he comes back, gets the re-injury, all that sort of stuff. But I think with the timeline being as long as what it is, and from the start, and they're sort of stuck to it right now, like they haven't tried to rush him early or anything like that. And I don't think they're in a position they need to rush him early. To be honest, I hope he takes 7 weeks to come back rather than the 6. You know what I mean?
100%.
Just say that
Yep.
But other than that, if he has the full timeline for the recovery, then there's no reason why you can just believe that he's ready to go.
Yeah, when you own him, you want 8 weeks. Get it
That's
perfect,
right,
bro.
100%.
Get it perfect, and
exactly.
I mean, they've got the cattle with like the Hubners and all the different rotations.
Aiken.
Aiken. They've got to stretch it out, and what you just don't want is he's 2 weeks out, re-injures it at training, blah blah. I'm getting really specific here because I think he's such a big name and such a potential pendulum for your season. I'm going to do 2 things. The first of all is, would it change when you go for him for the price component? Is it now while he's still so far out that the owner can't justify holding, or do you want to wait till you learn more about the recovery process and then go harder at him?
Look, you're not going to get. It's only going to get more expensive the longer that you wait.
Yep.
So it's just, and then look, you might not have might not be in a position where you can hold him even. So if that's the case, then you might have to wait and pay a higher price later on. But it's just, every week until, as we said, he's about to come back, like we said last week. That's what he's at. He's going to be peak value. So
I'm going to throw some names at you now for Fifita and just tell me, yes, you'd sell them for him, or no, you wouldn't sell them for him. Okay. First one, Simi Sasangi. Would you give up Simi Sasangi for David Fifita in a 1-for-1?
If I own Simi Sasangi?
Yeah, correct.
That's a tough one, because he's really shown it. In saying that, he's going back to the back row now, so we need to. Look, it's a tough one. That's a real tough one.
Okay, I know it's tough. That's why we're doing it. I want to.
Me personally, like the way I play the game, I'd do it. I'd get rid of Simi Sasangi for David Fifita.
I love how you play. So crazy, dude. So many people be what are you talking about?
Well, it is a lot tougher because of the way that Simi's played so far this season.
Yeah.
However, that is basically the whole season that's centre so far. Except for that one game, I think that Tomoko came in for 20-odd minutes or whatever it was, and he just went back to the back row anyway. But the fact that he's on back row now,
more tackles, but less like one-on-one with centres. There's less fringe stuff. I think they're different role, different duties there.
it's going to be hard to average 80 or 90, whatever he's at
He's
right now,
86.6 sort of thing.
in the centres for the entire rest of the season. It's
Yeah,
just
yep.
it's going to be tough. But the fact that he's dual, that
Yeah.
gives him a little bit more value too, really.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. Yeah, and so a few call outs. Raiders, great Origin sort of setup as usual. Like they usually play 2 of the 3. I think this year it might be 2 of the 3. Maybe I hope I'm not wrong in saying that, but I'm pretty sure they play 2 of the 3 bye rounds.
yeah.
Definitely 12, and because I'm thinking about Classic, I know guys are wanting to hold Sanders for that 12, but that's also a boon for Sasangi. But then they do have the round 26 bye, which most people play their grand final round 26.
We do as well.
We do, and
Yeah.
you know, that isn't enough on its own, but all things considered, depending how your team's set up, it is a consideration that you could sell a guy. You could also, if you're Sasangi, you could get Fifita plus. Let's just not be...
Yeah, exactly right.
You probably can ask for Fifita plus another little uptick somewhere else, or you do like Sasangi plus a tier 3 CT dub to get Fifita plus a tier 2 or 1 CT dub. That's the type of conversations you're wanting to have. All right, other names. Would you give up Twal for Fifita?
Yeah, that's easy for me.
Oh, you're insane. Yeah, I don't know if I could get there on its own, hey?
I mean, the fact that I played 12 on the weekend, and you know that last try assist to Royce helped was sickening for me.
Yeah,
but you know that's few and far between. The thing I'll say with 12, like I know we're gonna go over him later on, is just his injury history. It's not great either. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that I can justify it with that as well.
God,
so.
I love that. That's ballsy, mate. Fair dinkum. I'm hoping I know the answer to this one, but would you trade Huddy Young for David Fifita?
Probably not.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear.
But in saying, well, like right now. But the fact that if we're talking about that round 26 bye, the round 26 bye for the grand final, that sways me pretty easily too. But if I had Huddy Young, I'd still want to get something else as well. Yeah, I'd take Fifita, but I need something else as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Next one. Fa'asuamaleaui, I think, is a yes, straight up for you. You want to see proven names?
Yeah, that's getting that's getting tougher too with the way he's going as well.
Yeah, see, it's interesting you'd say like maybe not trade Fa'asuamaleaui, but yes to Sasangi, when I think a lot of people would view him at like as maybe a whole tier apart, them two.
Well, yeah, they probably are, but I'm going back to that round 26 bye, and to me, I'm playing to win the grand final, so that is a massive sway for me.
Yeah, that he's not there.
He's not there. Even if I don't make the grand final, doesn't matter. If I want to make the grand final, and if I've got no Raiders players and my top tier players are Raiders players, then
I didn't draft.
I'm gonna have to. Either did I. So we're going to sell them at some point anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Okay, here's one that's a bit silly on surface, but it applies to even me. Would you give up on the reverse? Would you give up David Fifita to get Tallis Duncan, who's a healthier kind of version of him?
Yeah, look, that's a
bad week for it. Bad week for it.
Imagine exactly. Yeah,
imagine that 140 was like a 95 or 100. You know.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, don't worry. I've tossed it up in like my brain even to go and chase a Tallis Duncan.
Yeah, so have I.
But then I've if I've got Fifita and Tallis Duncan, I just don't know if I want that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the fact that I'm such a Fifita believer is the only reason I'm just like, well, I'll let Tallis Duncan slide for this. Like this season, I'm just probably not going to own him. But I mean. I've always been a Tallis Duncan believer. I actually drafted him last year. I actually had him the year before. You know, all that sort of thing as well. But it's just, the way that he always starts a season on the bench, I just don't even get it.
I know it's hard. He was a draft day goof for me because I got stuck with other pedigree guys earlier on, and I just couldn't justify when he got nominated in our auction league. I couldn't even fit him on my roster, even though he was a target for me. It was one of those classic things where you pay the price for trying to do the right thing early in the draft. And I had like Lucas, Nickera, like Yo, freaking every 2RF. And I was just like, it was by accident. I got all these good names that haven't been that good this year. So, I hate the Tallis Duncan thing. So I definitely missed that one. Now, another one that's probably more interesting is would you give up Halem Lukey, who's been a stud, for David Fifita? And Lukey has a 23 or 5 by 25 by. No, that's Melbourne. No, yeah, 25 by, I think.
Yeah,
Cows are bad. That's why I didn't draft
Cows are
Drink
bad as well.
25. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100% because of the buys.
Yeah,
100%.
so you
Yeah,
just
but
give up that 74 a week loss on Lukey to chase a soft tissue injury for Fifita.
Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds crazy like that, but to me, I see David Fifita as like a 70+ player anyway. You know what I mean? So, and if I feel like he hasn't even hit that upside this season, then, you know, he's still going to make up for it by the end of the season. So, yeah, and because of that buy, you know what I mean? But in saying that, if I could sell Lukey for David Fifita plus, and I'm doing that every day. So.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree. This is one that's a bit more, again, interesting to people. I think, given the way the team is and the latest news to come out re his injuries, Jacob Preston for Fifita 1-for-1, or you'd like Preston?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I've thought about that one before, but I would still yes, I would do that if I needed wins or I needed whatever. But to me, if I can hold Fifita and not have Preston, I'm happy to hold Fifita.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's cool. That's good. I think that's probably it for Fifita. I could talk about it all day. I think the reason we've spent more time is because I think he's gettable. He's controversial. He's in next to Latrell when he's back.
I'm probably too much of a believer to be talking about Fifita, to be honest.
Yeah. No, it's good. I think people need to hear a balanced opinion to me, which is I'm very risk averse, but I went and bought him low before. Literally the day he got injured, I was like, yep, give it to me, which is crazy because everyone would say that's not like you because, I've made content for 2 years now. They know you don't touch soft tissue injuries. That's my whole thing. It was a bigger package. It was easier to kind of build him into the package. And my mindset was nearly as if I'm just going to kind of nearly maybe hot potato him. I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of just feeling it out with the league and whatnot. And it's hard when they're not back. I'll wait till 2 weeks, a week back to where his value's kind of coming up.
Yeah.
But it's hard when last year he wasn't relevant because certain guys have that recency bias and just go, Fifita, who gives a shit? It's like, man, what, the 2 years prior?
Yeah, exactly right.
Bloody won me the thing. So I'll go.
Well, it was almost a number one. It was almost a number one pick a couple of years ago.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
Yeah, so
next one is Tino. Again, another tempting guy to kind of discuss ad nauseum. I'll kick it off here. Tino has been a disappointment around. Definitely his form to a degree, also the new coaching patterns and stuff with his minutes. I think people last year, I think there was moments where he was still delivering on 55 minutes or so. And this year, the 45 to 50 just hasn't been enough because it's coupled with the form and also probably the game style. No ball in play when they're getting hammered, meaning less tackles and stuff. But he's just had a slight tick. If we're talking on a scale of 5, he dipped down to a 1 out of 5. We probably seen the last 2 weeks like a 2 out of 5. There was a line break assist, nearly even, I think might have even been a try assist, line break assist offload. Yeah, that was pretty fluky though. Yeah. Whether we believe that, I don't think he would require the same price as Haas.
No,
he's probably in
not.
the Fifita spot. What's your pitch on Tino as a buy low? Do you believe it turns around? Is it based on his form that it turns around? Is it based on his minutes? Or do you fit in my category, which people think I'm a bit crazy saying this, Griff, is I think Origin is the best thing for him, where he just fucking pulls his finger out and is just reminded of what it is to be a leader, comes back from Origin. I think if he comes back from Origin, I liken it to when I go to a work conference. I go to a work conference, I hate it. I'm sat there, but I come back motivated. I'm all locked in, ready to rock. I'm hoping that that's the same for Fifita, Tino, where he comes back, and even if the minutes are 50 to 55 rather than 55 or up, which we'd love, I think the PPM could be better with more offloads, perhaps. What are your thoughts on Big Tino for everyone listening?
Yeah, look, he's been that bad that I think his price is as low as it's going to be. And I don't think you go too hard at him either because
huge risk
because of what he's already done so far this season. So if you do sort of land him with someone, so I just give up, Max King or Tino. I'm probably going to have a crack with Tino.
100% over Max King. Yeah, I think it's got to be a bit more. Would you do like Stefano?
Contemplating that. I have Stefano. So that is a contemplation. However, he's finally hit back to what he was doing before. But you know, like previously I was trying to hope to have Stefano and Tino.
Yeah, of course.
But just, things in my squad probably don't sort of suit that either. But like I don't know, like the owner in our league, he is a little bit sporadic with the way he trades as well. So one day he'll do a trade and you just go, what the hell did he give up that for that? You know what I mean? But then other times he's just like, nah, saying no to everything that should be getting through. So I don't know. Tino, everybody's seen something in the last game at least. So that's why everybody's that like little bit keen again. The fact that we've just had a bye, so that we're a week removed from that again. Maybe even the owner forgets as well. So you know what I mean, and because he's been so bad and whatnot. But I'd be trying to package not much to get him. You know what I mean? Like just like even if he can move away from front rowers altogether and just like some sort of 2RF and a CTW piece or something like that.
Yeah.
Depends.
It's good advice. It's good advice. I think everyone gets stuck into going position for position, which
that's right.
Required. I'm gonna one more case for Tino is like I think, despite obviously playing Origin, most likely that's a negative. But I think like the finals situation for the Gold Coast is always like tends to be decent because they're usually just playing footy at that point. Our finals for Supercoach, they usually have also checked out, which is not the best, but we do see a bit of offloading potentially. His schedule looks decent on paper too, and the reason I call that out is just because Keanu Kinney's, I'm keeping an eye on his, and his is one of the better ones there, just from a fullback perspective, which means generally if a fullback has a good matchup at that level, then means that the teams are average to below average. Yeah. Would you give up like Arama Howe for Tino?
No.
Just say no.
I wouldn't, no, because I actually already offered Arama Howe for Tino about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then now I'm just like, nah.
I don't think you can give up. I don't think you can give up any back row playing front row eligible player for Tino because his risk's too high. And that is to me like what you really want in your front row is a IPAP, a Howe. Not really as much a Twal, but any of those dudes that line up on the edge that can do a line break try as a front rower is what I want. So I'm with you on that one. Stefano, I think, is in the middle where
it's closer, 100%.
Like I wouldn't do it, but I would entertain it as more of a package piece. I don't want us to have a cop out of just like package, but that's what's needed, and sometimes 100%. That's the only way trades work. I haven't made a 1-for-1 in. Actually, I did this year, for Preston, which was great. But recently, in other years past, the 1-for-1, it's too much. People look at just the average or last three.
That's right.
Packages, you can really start to have a chat. Look, you need this. Give me that. I'll give you that to backfill it. Then I get this, and then it really helps people make sense of it, so it feels like a win-win.
100%.
If you had James Fisher-Harris, I assume you'd give him up for Tino, or not even yet?
No, I would. Too rich? No, I would. I would. Yeah.
Guy like Keaon, mate, who's been up and down. He's playing back row this week.
Keaon I'd still be holding, I think.
Yeah, love it. Jack Williams, another dual eligible guy that kind of hasn't kicked on but plays 80. We love that.
I'm not into dick fingers. He can't catch a ball. Nah, I don't.
You'd shift him. Yeah.
I can't handle it. I can't handle watching Jack Williams. I know he's going all right. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's all right.
I'm just like, your opinion. I can't do it.
I think a lot of people would struggle with that one due to 80 minutes. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just me. That's just a personal one with me.
That's okay. No, it's all good. Yeah. And what about it? This one's a bit tougher because I'm trying to get him low, but in my league, I'm blocked out of it just due to personality clash. Joe Tarpanay, if you owned him, would you give him for Tino or too rich?
Too rich.
Rich. Yeah. Like
I'm okay to hold to Tarpanay in that spot.
Yep, no, it's cool. AFB's too rich then.
Same thing. Yeah, okay. Tarpanay and AFB.
What about a guy like Willison who's like exploding right now? Is that an instant for you just in the same way?
Just about. Only because like the troops are coming back, right? Haas is definitely coming back. Carrigan's already back this week. They've already shifted Willison to the edge. We don't even know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. 100%. That's the type of deal. 100%. Willison for Tino. Let's go. I just got him off waivers probably anyway. So
and I just don't think the Tino owner takes that one. But I
probably not.
it's good though to suggest it because some leagues he will, right?
Yeah,
Some
that's
leagues,
right.
they see
Yeah.
the 104, they see the minutes, they just go, "Yep, done." And
Yeah.
Tino hasn't been good. Okay, I think that probably I'm trying to find some names just to kind of get a feel, but that's about it. I think people can ballpark that from what we've said. Let's move on to the next name. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Tino because I think the reward of him coming good would feel so good as a drafter. But
Yeah,
if I was a purchaser,
100%.
I'd be realistic. That's the difference. I think you've done a good job of being realistic. Keaon, we just spoke about. I'm not even going to get off the screen here because I want to make this one quick.
Yeah.
He's a good buy low.
Yeah, he's a good buy low. Yeah, you know what I mean. So like to me, yeah, like he's got pedigree, and you know we thought he'd be getting the big minutes and doing the front row stuff that was happening last year. Like, but I mean, he copped that knee injury and he's still been toughing it out. He's now named on an edge to do a job this week. We don't even know if he's going to stay on that edge. They might change it. Aiken goes back there.
Yeah, or
before
Hubner,
kickoff.
Yeah,
exactly.
All over the shop. Yeah,
exactly. So no, I like Keaon as a sneaky buy low for sure.
Yep. The price is hard. Like, here's one: would you sell Tino and use the dual as the key driver to the Keaon owner and say, "Oh, Keaon for Tino"?
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah,
you would do that. If you
I probably would because you've got the bad taste in your mouth from Tino already, right? And so even if Tino does come good at the end of the thing, like. Yeah, he's already killed you for so long as well. You know what I mean? So being a no-no, it's a little bit different. You can sort of, but like to go from Tino to Keaon, I'd say like, well, it was almost getting to the stage where I'm going to have to take a James Fisher Harris for Tino. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I would justify it. Like, well, if I can get the Keaon now, let's just call it quits and do that.
So Keaon averaging 68 minutes on the season. Last game played 59. Now named on an edge, but whatever. 0.9 ppm, so his average sitting at like 60. Scored 63 on the weekend. Whereas James Fisher Harris averaging 52 with a 1.2 ppm, a whopping 1.2, which is a bit inflated with some attacking stats. But who's to say they won't maintain?
Yeah,
he's exactly the leader there. Barnett's on the edges with him leaving at the end of the year. Is there any desire that do you think Keaon does finishes the season better than James Fisher Harris on the information at hand, i.e. playing more minutes but not necessarily having done much with him yet?
I still think so. Yeah, I just think South need to get to another bye. I don't know when their next bye is, but I just think he just needs like a week or two to get it right, and then he'll be back.
The argument for Keaon is that in the pack, the Kepi to Tola stuff, it probably never yearns more minutes, yields or deserves more minutes than what they're already getting. Yeah. Whereas James Fisher Harris has Ford, has Laban, has Lecker, has Capewell, has Barnett, has Demetric, Valmunga. Yeah. I don't think Fisher Harris really has scope to do better than what he's doing, whereas I think Keaon actually has the scope in terms of performance because the minutes 100%. Have existed so far. So that's the wrap on Keaon. I think you go hard at someone like him, in my opinion. KPP, this is just a fun one because I think he, off the back of the last couple of weeks, the head knock, he misses the week. He had a low week. He started super hot. He was our top 2RF quite a bit there, but now he's the 6th 2RF. 5-round average 74, 3-round 55, 39 on his list of last week. He's probably not super gettable, but I think there's a sell high, buy low swap for someone to like a Twal to KPP or something like. I can't see the KPP owner saying no to that. What are your thoughts on KPP?
To me, you're still buying high. I get why he's a buy low right now because of that hot start, right?
Yeah.
All I think is that because I mean, let's be honest, where people drafted KPP compared to what he's doing, he's way outperforming where his draft stock, 100%. So to me, you might have lost your window to sell higher, but now you sort of can as well. You know what I mean? So it's still not the worst to sell at this point.
Yeah.
But in saying that, 2 weeks ago, you could have just about got whatever you wanted. So
he's more just like off the 2 weeks we've got, maybe missing this week. He's actually a buy low in the sense of like if he is what he was at the start, there's this slight gap open if you're in a certain league, certain environment, the owner's under pressure, the owner has 3 Tigers, and you want to say, mate, here, take Preston, diversify your back line, your back row, because maybe that owner has KPP and Twal or KPP and Terrell. I'm just throwing ideas out there.
No, that's exactly
he might
how you
not be this cheap again.
Exactly.
You know? And to your point, he also is still pretty high. So it's a heart thing. Do you back him? Do you back the Tigers? And I don't know. Yeah, I think the good news is if Dewey goes down, I think Madden is good enough to feed KPP. Still, I still think that he is a top 10 rest of the season for sure. So he was just a guy there I wanted to throw in real quick. I'll get to the next one right here. Jaxson Purdue. I think you put Jaxson Purdue, or did I put him down?
I think you had him there.
Okay, I had him there because the last 3 scores have been pretty atrocious. I think it is 3 or 2 at a minimum.
To me, that's just CTW. Like that's just what's going to happen as a centre. Like I know Jackson's a great 5'8" option for us all.
Yeah.
But in reality, he plays centre. You know what I mean? So. There's going to be ups and downs, and especially with a Cowboys team that, like they fluctuate up and down also in how they play. Like 2 weeks ago against Manly, I've never seen a more inept performance ever. But then last week they get it right. So, in saying that, it was a cricket score, but Purdue wasn't the beneficiary of that one, but the next time he probably will be. So
he was so close to not even have a try assist when Tuilagi scored 3. Was just freaking crazy to me. He just kept kind of like getting in the wrong spot, or he was so decoy. Like everyone jammed on him because of what he is.
Yeah, exactly. But I just think he's a great buy low to me if you can get him because I'd be trying to, especially if the owner already has like a 5'8" option anyway.
That's what I was going for. If
they probably do.
Purdue up in CT Dub, and have a decent 5'8", like say Munster or no, Munster's been bad, but just any kind of like any pedigree name you'd never play not in Purdue. I think the only reason I've got him, guys, 3-round average of 44, sour taste in the mouth the last 2 weeks if people have like chosen him over guys that have performed better in 5'8" or CT Dub. Look, there's not a big argument. It's a hard one to get over the line, but what he offers as an upside 5'8", I think he just needs to be mentioned, and you need to throw an offer out there. Yeah, they laugh at you, so be it. But when you get a guy that hits his floor back to back, kind of to back, you have to strike, mate, I think.
Well, to me, if you're talking about, sorry, I'll just get over to my things. I'm just looking at some CT dubs where he's sort of priced at just in CTW. So 67 average is pretty high still, you know what I mean? But somebody with like, I don't know, probably not Tolo Cooler, but even Chester, you know what I mean? Like I'd rather have Purdue than Chester because of that 5'8" option as well. Somebody might take even Katoni Staggs is not a bad option to move to Purdue because then you've got that 5'8" option as well. So then if you've got a 5'8" that's doing something okay as well, you can flip your 5'8" on and keep him as well. So I was actually thinking of a Jesse Ramian type, but I don't think he's even priced near him at the moment, actually.
No, and I think like there's been a lot of chat about CT Dub stuff. We'll get onto some CT Dub stuff in a bit, but it's such a year of like non-pedigree, so to speak. Like CT Dub's been super weird, and I think I'd be giving up the reason I'm saying this is at a broader level, and then bringing it to Purdue is 2 things. I think by the end of the year, the CT Dub landscape could be quite different in the top 20. I don't know if guys that are in the top 20 right now, all of them, I'd say 50% of them are going to be out of it, and a new 50% comes in, and it's going to be a cyclical thing because I think as different teams come up and come down, their wingers and CT Dubs are going to benefit. And I think there's just so many names in the top 20, top 25 that like could so easily not be there. And so I'd give up 2 for 1.
100%.
Purdue. I don't, and maybe not Cooler, but like Lehigh plus, I'm just throwing a name out, the Gagai for
Yeah.
Purdue. And someone goes, oh, shit, yeah, I get 2 depth pieces. I give up this guy that's kind of 50-50, blah, blah, blah. I don't care if you throw in your 5'8", like Chanel, Lehigh, Thingo. I think Purdue's going to have his lows, as you said, but what he offers in flexibility and all the rest of it, obviously there's a risk he goes to Origin. There's a risk. He's a smaller frame. He's been pretty good, though, durability-wise. He's still a smaller bloke, generally speaking. There's risks there, but often, we've seen the proof of concept this year. He's like KPP. I've just put them back to back due to the 3-round average being like through the arse. So that's it on Purdue. Sniff around. It's no shame if no one goes for it, sort of thing.
That's it.
Moving to the next one, Munster, who I did mention there quickly. I'll let you go on him. It's pretty obvious. What are your thoughts? Does he turn it around, mate? Does he actually do anything this year? What's the take on Munster?
Yeah, I mean, every other year, I'd be salivating at Munster having this bad of a start that is that gettable right now. I'd be salivating, but obviously 6 losses in a row, you're starting to feel like maybe it is beyond them. Maybe they can't turn it around. However, the team that they've listed this week for me, besides obviously Jerome Hughes with his wrist injury, feels like a step in the right direction. And I feel like a team like the Dolphins is the perfect get-right game for a Melbourne Storm. Like we can say 6 losses in a row, but majority of those teams are contenders as well that they've lost in that period. So you got to back that he's going to change it. Don't get me wrong. I've thought about this in the last week or so as well. I actually almost pulled the trigger on a mem for Munster sort of deal. Like that's what I was probably going to offer. The Munster owner actually told me he was going to give me Munster and someone else. That's what I'm saying. So it's like what are we actually thinking now? You know what I mean? Like,
why did you not do that?
Well, no, because this is already after the week had already happened as well. Like we're talking like on Sunday. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
And but why didn't you just simplify and go, no, don't worry, give me Munster for man? What held you back chasing Munster?
Oh no, like we were sort of just discussing it. Like it wasn't there was nothing official going on. You know what I mean? Okay. And I think Mam had already played. You know what I mean? And it was sort of just a discussion like, I was going to offer you this. And he's like, I would have actually going to come to you and I was going to do this. Yeah, I mean, so it was all like hindsight sort of stuff. You know what I mean? So it could come back to fruition now, but
Mam's got a 97 on him of the weekend. Munster's 46. Munster's average is now to 55. Names above him: Strange, Savala, Smith, Trindle, Mam, DCE, Cody Walker, blah blah blah, Purdue, whatever. Unfortunately, my boy Blaze Talung is still 2 points beneath him, which is unfortunate. But would you not put that in the owner's inbox tonight, ma'am, for Munster, or you just like the upside?
Yeah, probably will. I probably will. As I said, the only reason I didn't mind owning ma'am was the Broncos. Like you sort of just want to have a piece of somebody in the top echelon of the teams. You know what I mean? And I believe obviously with the Broncos. However, I also believe that Mam suffers in a full-strength Broncos team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think we've seen Mam be a factor. Like, okay, maybe once every 4 games is when he'll do his 97.
Yeah.
When they've got all the troops there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to 100%. Me, it's actually a selling window for me. But
the argument for Mam is top team, top offense.
That's right.
Like nice explosive attacking player and decent. It's not decent, but it's not the worst final schedule. Now, the argument against Munster as well is Origin just goes away, doesn't get enough games. Last 2 games for Munster. What have we got here? Like 6 runs and 4 runs. Yeah. That's not good enough. You got to get him now. The thing with Mam for me, I had him last year, got off him, I think, in time, is soft tissue injuries. There's a history of that. I would be like, here, 97, give me Munster. And at least Munster, when the whips are cracking, is going to give me a base of 45, and just go with potential to go north of that. If he gets his big fella back, Coatsy, kicking to Coatsy, cutouts to Coatsy, whatever it is. Once they sort their edges out, if I was like MAM owner, I'd shift him straight away. If I was a DCE owner, I'd probably leave it. I think DCE's got genuine try scoring upside and try assist upside to Toya and Mark there. So I wouldn't chase Munster with DCE, but nearly anyone else I'd give up for Munster. And I'm not even a Munster guy. I don't really enjoy that.
I guess the only other thing is the buy. Doesn't he have that buy?
He does, round 24. Yeah, it's a great call out. Thanks for reminding me. I did forget that, which is probably why I didn't really chase him hard in drafts. But I think when the buy is in 24, my mindset is usually like by that time of year, a lot of the teams, the waivers are pretty decent because like half your league's pissed off and deleted the app for the year. And the others are kind of probably putting out different fires, or your AE, it like you're not going to have more than one storm, most likely. If you do, you figure that out in a different way.
No, I agree. I'd do the same.
Yeah,
like, I'll figure it out.
You nailed it on the MAM thing, but let's move on. And people can kind of decide if Munster's worth chasing. He's just, I think as well, people who own him are just going to know he's quote unquote the top guy. It's Fletcher Sharpe. Maybe this was you.
It was me.
Okay, go on your Fletcher Sharpe, mate.
Well, similar sort of thing as Munster. Like, I mean, at the moment, right now, he is averaging 49.3, and I just think he is. You probably would have had him in at least the top 5, even just 5 or 6 weeks ago. So to me, Knights are healthy now. They got everybody back. He's in the 5'8" spot. Sanders Smith's on the bench. Perfect time to buy. Actually, last week was the perfect time to buy. Unfortunately, you might have to pay a little bit more now. But if you can move on a MAM, if you can move on a Savala, a Braden Trindle, if you could get rid of him somehow for him, Ethan Strange, if you could get rid of those sort of blokes for Fletcher Sharpe, I'd be trying to do that every day of the week.
Yeah, I agree. I faded Sharpe because I've just seen a guy that has he's like Pappenhausen but with more injuries somehow. It's like somehow
he
can find an injury. Like he's so slight and he plays so fast and explosive that he's going into contact with speed that his body isn't made for. Strange I could do obviously the low score in Strange makes it hard, but Strange, like, you love his play style. He's like Supercoach friendly. But then that finals buy, I think I could get there with Strange. And what I would be suggesting, if anyone has any sort of backup situation, if you've got Savala or anything, what you want is if you've got any guy in that top 12 5/8s, like if you can get Sharpe and just go like, mate, I don't care what happens as long as you're there when the whips are cracking. He gives you upside, but then the in-game injury risk. Yeah, I'm actually like, you're right. Here's a buy low. To me, it's the price, though. I know what he can do. He'll be so good when they're all healthy. For me, like, I would have actual, a non-enjoyable time watching him play because at any moment, something could happen, and that's just not how I like to play. Just how you love to play with, like, chasing all this stuff. I can only afford 1 to 2 guys that are injury risks in my team because I watch all my guys play most weeks religiously. That's just what I enjoy to do, and how I enjoy to play. A lot of people they trade, they waiver, but they may not watch that many games. I do it all. Like I watch all my guys. Like if I'm going to miss anything during, it'll just be like I'm not going to watch Phoenix Crossland, right? But I watch my captain and I watch it, and I just don't enjoy watching a guy like Fletcher Sharpe. Yeah, he's explosive and an amazing player. I don't enjoy sitting there going, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? It's like having Tommy. Everyone, why did you have Kinney ranked above Tommy? I don't enjoy owning Tommy, so I can't draft Tommy because that's not fun to me. And look what happened, mate.
Yeah, I know. It happens every time too.
It does. And the argument is that Kinney's also kind of like not injury prone, but he looks like he is because he plays more. So I get that argument. And this is my first year sort of really owning Kinney's and backing him in. So maybe next year I won't do that because I've kind of had him now. But,
exactly.
I can't strongly endorse Sharpe, but it's a price question. If you've got him on the table for a deal, what's that price? And then we go from there. All right. Next name is AFB you've put in there. Go on AFB, mate.
Look, it's just the same sort of thing. I mean, like you can almost, I don't even know if I wrote it in the next thing, but it's almost like the Tarpanay situation as well. AFB 73 on the weekend in 53 minutes. That's what you sort of expect from him. But the fact that he's only averaging 57 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, well, all right, I'll put this in there right now because I'm pretty sure you've got him on the cells. if I could sell Paseka and someone for AFB, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the
Any
type of
concerns,
situation.
Griff, on just the way the game is not suiting middles, that AFB isn't worth really trading for because what he nets you at a higher level isn't going to be valuable enough to even give up depth for, or Origin even for AFB? Is that I don't think he will, but is that
No.
something factoring in you?
The only thing I'm just buying him at what his price is right now. You know what I mean? I'm not buying AFB thinking that he's a 70 average player, and he might not be a 70 average player going forward. But
I get you.
If I'm happy to buy him at 57 average that he is right now, and then if he could get up to 60 something, I'm still going to be happy with that. You know what I mean?
Mate.
I don't think he's going to drop below that. That's the thing. I think he's at his his floor.
No, it's really well said, mate. So I'm just going to throw some names because he's got name pedigree without this year having the pedigree.
Right.
Would you trade your Stefano for Adden, or just not too much now?
Not too much now, because as you say, we're starting to get towards those name guys, probably coming down a little bit as well. So I'm happy just to stick with a Stefano there. But
what about Stefano Origin risk as well as finals buy with an Adden not having those? Do you play like that, or you're just chasing those games from Stefano that are so upside?
No, I'd be willing to change that strategy if that's how we play. Because we don't play through the buys, so. But if we did play through the buys, then 100% that's a factor, and I probably would do it in that situation because of that. So
Okay, if you had Keaon, you're not shifting him for AFB though.
I don't think so. No.
And Tarpanay, are you shifting Tarpanay for AFB?
No, I think they're too similar anyway. So there's no. I'd rather be just trying to get rid of a Horsburgh, or something like that. You know what I mean? Somebody that's going half decent like that. Even Xavier, as we said, Xavier Willison. I mean, for me, Jack Williams, I would, but I know, but that's just
That's all right. No, it's good. Good to have some. It's good to have some names there. That's a good one to finish on. We kind of did really no major CTWs, which is sort of fine. And I think that's the landscape, right? I don't sit there, mate, and look at my data and look at my database. I've got a generator for buy lows, all that. I don't see many CTWs and go, oh yeah, like Karaz is Karaz. I don't really believe that he's worth going too hard at, because even when he's been there and not injured, I just don't know if it's that year for him. And even so, someone else can do that. I'm not going to sit here and say I can't recommend you go and buy a guy that's been that injury prone, especially in a team that's kind of struggling too. I do think though, as a call out to Karaz, if Crichton stays on the right, Sherry's a better passer than Stephen Crichton, I think. I know it's controversial, but Sherry, I don't know, I just take him as a guy that opens up more. So maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong there. But this year anyway, Sherry has been a more he's creating more, I think, for his winger. So I like that for Karaz if people are chasing him. But there's not a huge array of CT dubs that are buy lowable. If they're doing well, they're probably going to keep doing well.
That's
and
right.
if they're not, there's a chance they don't do well. Like the CT dub landscape,
they're more sell highs.
Super weird.
There's more sell highs in them.
There's definitely more sell highs, because you buy low. I'm not going to tell someone to buy low Toto. I just don't believe in that with Origin coming. I can't recommend him. Taylor May, he's now hit his upside, so is Toto. So they're not really gettable. Taylor May's got a shoulder injury, so I couldn't tell my community to go and get him. Rob Toyer's done enough that owner's trading him, even though he's got Origin as well. There's just not buy lows, mate. I mean, if you had a KL Eero, what I would suggest is go and get Casey McLean. That's a version of that. That's a sell high, but for a buy, not a buy low, but Casey, 70 last week. I think the week before he had the sin bin. So maybe there's a door that creaks open there. But even Daniel Tupu, I don't think he's going to kick on. He's scoring tries and scoring sub 70. I can't recommend him. No, mate, no way. So CT dubs we haven't really touched on. There's one guy though. You have a door open that I didn't have in the list, which was Cooler. I think he's somewhat gettable for the right price. I've been weighing up my KL Eero for a Tolo Cooler. What are your thoughts on that specific deal for me, Griff?
Well, sorry, what was it? It was
my KL Eero for Tolo Cooler.
Two sideways for me.
Great! I love that. I love it. I love it when you don't tell me what I think I'm going to hear. Because you were sort of not super high on KL, but now you think that's a bit sideways, which I like.
No, yeah, like obviously KL just hit the jackpot, right?
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to see. But and then like obviously Cooler's just got the perfect situation right at this stage. But Tommy's going to potentially come back, and then once that's happened, then Cooler is going to go get those games like KL is as well.
Yeah.
Where they just don't go left or whatever,
Yeah.
or he just doesn't hit that upside. So
I like Cooler at centre more than fullback nearly though, which is probably my weird argument. And Manly decentish
yeah,
final stretch, decent origin period, but that's the same for Kale Ero. He has like the Sharks I drafted or targeted Sharks because of the finals stretch. They have like that a little bit
they've got
more.
a great finals.
So like I
draw.
sort of am holding him for there, but yeah, there's just not a lot in CTW. So we'll move on into some sells now. It's been a good chat on some buys with a lot of different options and back and forth for people to hopefully benefit on. First name on the sell high list, Tom Jenkins. I put him in there. Let's make it quick. Do you agree with this, or would you?
Yeah, I do because you can't score 2 tries a game forever. So he finally obviously didn't score in a game where they still won by 40. So look, in our league, Tom Jenkins was flipped for Reece Walsh.
Wow.
So, but in saying that, it was Tom Jenkins and Lasati for Reece Walsh. But obviously, as a believer in Lasati as well, I think the original deal was going to be Tuilpiki, I think, but that was before Tuilpiki was sort of getting mucked around again with C&K. So, but yeah, it ended up being that. Look, could you have got something different? Probably, but Tom Jenkins for Reece Walsh was pretty handy.
He's a nice VC. Penrith play a lot of like early weekend games. I just don't see the 100 pluses rolling. I think we're going to see a lot of tries from him. I just don't know how many of them are going to be like with multiple line breaks and all the razzmatazz we saw early doors. I do think he's a sell high because in a package deal you could get the names that you want. Like for me, it's how do you get Herbie Farnworth? That's the question that you need to be asking yourself. And 100%. If you own Tom Jenkins, he is a ticket to Herbie Farnworth, and that might be a 2-for-1. I don't give a crap. You should be trying to get Herbie Farnworth because that man, Herbie, in most leagues that play buys, is just a key to dominating Origin period. If you compare Herbie with any sort of other names that dominate Origin, like Kinney won't play Origin, Tarpanay won't play Origin, your New Zealand Kiwi guys like JFH. If you've got any team structures like this, you can bank your wins during Origin, and wins matter, guys. Like you can make up so much ground with Origin. I think if you got Jenkins, I'd be doing everything I can to turn him into Herbie Farnworth, which in savvy leagues they won't do, so that's fine. But you've got to give it a shot somehow because the package might be it. I think Aaron Clark is a sell high, mate. Like the minutes are so low and the scores are so good. I think if I was the Aaron Clark owner, of course I love the idea of him during Origin, but my key thing with Aaron Clark, Griff, is I think you could just get a safer name off the scores, for Aaron Clark. And I think I just can't see the amount of line. He had 2 clean freaking line breaks, I think, on the weekend. Like, just crazy.
Minutes 100% is where I'm like, let's cut it now. 100%.
I'd just be taking any job security guy like a. Okay, would you do an Aaron Clark for Aaron Clark for Harlem Lukey? Obviously, I don't know if the Lukey owner takes it, unfortunately, but they're the type of guys like that emerging range.
100%
that you want to be thinking about. Like you're not going to get Tallis Duncan, unfortunately, but any guy that is just like.
There's leagues you get. There's leagues that you're going to get for Fifita. There's leagues that you're going to get Dylan Lucas for.
Dylan Lucas is a great one. Yeah, you could get KPP. You could package Aaron and something for KPP. I don't think you'll get it over the line. You won't get Hamoli. I wouldn't bother with Finu. That's a bit sideways for me with his knee issues. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know who else you could target. I'm trying to think. Like a Toby Couchman, the average is pretty low, but the duel is really strong, so you'd do that. Dylan Lucas, you're right. Fifita. I wouldn't go into the sort of Lasardi Couchman level. I don't know about that because it's only one more injury for that forward pack over there in the Warriors where the Aaron Clark's minutes go from 45 to 55, and then he'll make himself quite relevant. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do Jack Williams, as you said. Actually, maybe, if you had depth at 2RF and you needed a front rower, Jack Williams, the average is so low that you probably could do something there if it synced up nicely. Angus Crichton, you could maybe try and get in there. Don't know about Origin, though. I'd nearly rather have Aaron Clark through Origin than have Crichton not
Yeah, same.
playing Origin, actually, when I think about it.
Yeah.
Aaron Clark for both Fermor. It's like a sell high, buy low. It's a bit keen.
Yeah.
But what's the thoughts there? Any
Yeah,
more?
I mean, I'd probably want someone else as well.
Yeah, okay.
As well.
Yeah.
Like I'd take a Fermor,
Yep.
but I'd want something else packaged with it as well.
Yep. No, that's all right. I think something low
And
end.
most of the blokes around that region, I'd be thinking the same type of thing.
Yeah,
as well.
that's like bottom level. I wouldn't go much
Yeah.
worse than that. I'd rather just risk Aaron Clark's 40s
Yeah.
because he's going to hit enough 70s that it'll be okay. But I wanted to get him in there.
Yeah.
Jaxson Ford, I'll let you go on Jacko Ford because I think as a seasoned player, we have a different view on him than people in the last couple of years will go, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on 40?
Yeah. He just keeps doing it, doesn't he? So it's just like, I don't know. I keep thinking like, yeah, okay, Barnett's coming back. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. But still playing him 80. So, and they're starting to probably get those fringer sort of reserves. So like they've got as you pointed it out before, they've got nothing to gain with Barnett. They've got nothing to gain with Niokore. They've got nothing to gain. Yeah, I mean, but like, okay, the Vormagas and they got, Stannis Stowell. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? It's just who's the next batch that they want to sort of get out there.
I think they're doing it though, aren't they? With
That's
Laban
it.
and Valmunga, they're getting their feed.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ford's only a sell high. Like he's a bit different Twal for me. Like I think Ford is the one you back, and it's a question is philosophical to me to the degree of do you believe he physically can do it? Right. It's not that I don't think the glowing words from the coach and all this and all that. And I just read today in one of the discords that like apparently Ford said today Laurie hasn't even reached out from Origin perspective, and that could change in the next 48 hours. I don't know, but like if he doesn't play Origin, Warriors don't play. They definitely, I'm pretty sure they play minimum one of the three buys. I think it's two. Yeah. Bro, you just set a C on that bloke. He's going to get you between 70 and 120 every week. I don't know if he's a sell high. I've got him on the list to discuss, not because
if I owned him, I'm probably going to hold unless I needed a fixed routine somewhere. You know what I mean? So, mate, the guy's got 500s this year out of 8 games. 5.
I can't fucking believe it.
Yeah, and like he's only scored 3 tries.
And that's the difference because Terrell played the minutes last year but didn't have the upside. So
that's
Terrell
right.
was going like 80s, 90s, 100s, 80s, 90s, but Terrell crossed the line like once, maybe twice last year. Jaxson Ford breaks the freaking line, dude.
He's got 20 runs a game. 20 runs a game for most of this season, you know what I mean? And he can get a line break and he's not off like he's got 4 offloads for the whole season. So it's not offloading.
No,
you know what I mean? It's not tackle busts either. He's got 5 line breaks and 3 tries in 8 games when he's hit 500s.
Yeah.
Because he's still making last week he made 58 tackles.
Yeah, bro, 200 meters, 58 tackles.
Like it's insane. So if he doesn't get in Origin, that's even stupider again. So
yeah. God, he's just a beast. And like
100%.
The way I see it with Jaxson Ford, there's 2 things. One, I'd probably just hold it because he's just this year's Terrell May. That's all good.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
The thing with him is if you don't know if he can do it, like what some people would have done with Terrell last year, is you trade him for an equivalent plus.
That's right.
You go, I want Terrell plus fucking whatever else it is that you want that's good. Like it's 2 guns for 1 gun. And what your argument is, this guy is more than Terrell, so I need the other thing. Like you could go Terrell plus something else that fixes your team. That's not a bad deal because Terrell is gettable. I don't mean gettable, but he's like for like in the sense of what you can get for Jaxson Ford. You're not taking a downgrade too much. Difference between 85 and 95 rolling through. Like it's ultimately not the end of the world if it means that you fix something else. So Jaxson Ford, I think, is not a sell high. But if you don't believe the hundreds persist, which some people, around circles don't think he maintains, like the minutes when they get opportunities, he will get rest, because if they want him when it matters, which they should, he needs to have that shit monitored. And what I mean by that is they need to park him on the bench when they're winning comfortably as the season goes on. This means there's going to be less high minute games. But if now is the sell high time, it is only to get such good players back, meaning like Paddy Carrigan plus, Terrell plus, Isaiah Papali'i plus. Like, it is to get genuine guns plus back.
Yeah.
If you think that getting 3, because there's an argument, mate, that the shift in with HIAs and injuries and fight rounds, that depth really matters.
Yeah.
Having your team resting on, if you didn't draft well, but you hit the jackpot with Jaxson Ford.
Yeah.
1 for 2, 2 for 4. You could do Ford plus someone to get 4 names back. Someone will take it, mate. Someone will have the depth and will be 100%. Chasing the glory of the hundreds. You can fix your team with a guy like him, and that is something I would endorse for people to consider, mate. But I don't think he is going to really change so much that it's just like Terrell last year. I didn't recommend people trade Terrell away, and he went all year delivering. This year, I can't tell you hand on heart to trade Ford away, but that brings us to another name. I hope that is next. Which is this name, which I think is a little bit. Yeah, it's 100% similar, but I think I could say to people to trade him high, mate. A bit different to Ford.
Yeah, especially because of injury history as well. And even as we said, the HIA history.
HIA history, mate.
Yeah.
Alex Twal. Like, I think he. I'm all about it. If you just want to commit and go for it, I'm never going to tell you not to. But I'm also
perfect week this week too.
Yeah, I'm all about shifting for the greater good. If it means getting like I did 12 for IPAP plus, and I threw some other shit in there. It turned out to be a 4 for 4, which sounds crazy, but there was more strategy behind it for me, which was long-winded story. But I got that IPAP back, and I haven't regretted it, mate.
Nah.
Even though Twal went 125, IPAP went 56. I didn't go, oh, that could have been nice. I just went like, IPAP offers me something so unique out there on the edge of the best team in the comp.
Yeah.
I love that. So
100%.
If the deal's right, go for it. If you want to back your gut and just run Twal to the ground, go for it. But I do think there's a big difference between Twal and Ford. And I stand by that I would be willing to trade Twal. I don't know if I could trade Ford.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. I'm getting rid of Twal over Ford every day of the week. But
yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Adam Dewey. I think I put that down maybe, mate. Just on a basis of injuries and stuff. Like, it's funny. I got half these bastards, mate. I've got Jenkins and Dewey and shit. Like, I just think and unfortunately in the league I've got them. That no one's going to trade with me because it's our community league, and they'll just go, "Oh, if you're getting rid of him, then why would I take him?" But I think Dewey, like, it's just can't be sustainable, mate. Like, what's the bloke doing? He's just ripping. He's averaging 95.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Has he had a game under freaking 70? I don't think he has. He's gone. Oh, yeah, he has. Sorry. 2.
Yeah,
so 115, 64, 112, 69, 110, 82. So he's basically going either 110 or he's doing 65 plus. And, like, that isn't the way they play footy, how good that guy is at footy, his IQ and his skill and athleticism, it's sustainable. We know his body isn't. You need to trade that bloke.
That's why. 100%.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, you're so close with how he's going. You're so close to a Cleary or Hines.
Yeah.
To me, like, I'm just like, imagine going from Dewey at the start of the year before the season had even started. Like, he really annoys me because I had him last year and like drafted him late and was like, yeah, he's going to be that guy.
Yeah.
And he just played center and just wasn't. And then at the end of the season, went back to halfback and started killing it. And I was like, of course. I already dropped him by that time. Didn't really think it'd be coming into this season like, oh, yeah, no, he's going to be the top halfback after 8 rounds. You know what I mean? Like, no way. You know what I mean? So, and the fact with the scores, like, they're not bad. Like, there's no 20s in there or 30s. It's like, his worst score is 64. Like,
bro, it's crazy.
It's insane. So, to me, I'm always going to look to move on, though. But there's only 2 people that I'm keen on, and that's Cleary or Hines. At worst, Jaden Campbell. That's it.
I was about to say, to me, I don't know if anyone in competitive leagues would do it for Cleary and Hines unless the package was...
No, I would still pay Dewey and someone to get a Cleary or Hines. Cool. I'm happy to do that if I own Dewey.
I think you can nearly chase a 1-for-1 with Campbell. I don't know if the Campbell owner, usually the people who draft Campbell love him, which you should because he's so cool.
Yeah.
But you could do a package 2-for-1 for Campbell. I like more. Campbell, the difference
he's
being
got injuries as well, though.
he's got injuries as well. But I still back his injuries over Dewey's injuries, if you will, because they're just different types. And Dewey had HIAs. Campbell hasn't got that yet. And I just like the idea of Campbell through Origin, good finals run, all that sort of stuff. So, like, would you trade, if you owned Adam Dewey, would you trade him for Tanner Boyd, mate?
No.
Oh, you just
run. I can't get on that.
I love that, mate. No,
I can't do it. Not Tanner.
Would you trade Adam Dewey for Sam Walker, mate? Bad week. They both went 115-ish. So
like I would, like, as in I'd entertain it, but I still would want something with Sam Walker.
Do you think the owner would do that? Wouldn't the owner say, mate, I'm giving you the halfback of the Roosters?
Like, but at the same time, like, I mean, yes, he's on the way up. Don't get me wrong. Like, this could get a lot closer in a couple of weeks, right?
But it could also not. Walker has gone 50, 50, 50, 50, 45.
That's right. But his 3-round average is 100 right now, Sam Walker. But so like that gap is tightening. But it's just like right now you can get something as well. Is what I'm saying. Like, in 4 weeks' time, it's going to be a lot closer, and I probably would just do the 1-for-1 there. But
and if I'm going to sell 1-for-1,
but if I'm going to sell Dewey right now, I'm trying to get max value on what he's already got right now.
Okay, here's one that's a bit left of field, and I just get your feel for it. It's a 2-for-1, so you'd get this plus definitely. This not Walker. I could see it just has to be 1-for-1 nearly. Someone just saying Dewey won't sustain it. Walker's in a better team. Like, I could see someone arguing that.
Yeah.
Would you give up Dewey for like a guy that has smashed the eye test at the weekend and get something else to fix your team in Dylan Brown? You just take
I would, but it'd have to be something decent as well. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No. 100%. I'm happy to downgrade to a Dylan Brown. Yes.
Yeah.
But I would want something.
And you should deserve something back.
That's right.
That you could get that like backwards move. I think the ceiling takes a hit. I don't know. Dylan Brown's not really a 110 plus guy like Dewey is.
No.
Doesn't kick the goals to sort of do that. But I think you could feel pretty good about the price of what you could get Brown with in terms of another upgrade. To turn into something interesting. And we'll move on from Dewey, but it's an interesting. These are so interesting. Some of these blokes say you could just chat about it for ages.
Well, they're just killing it. Yeah, I mean? So it's just like you can almost buy anything with them. That's the problem. Like, I wish I owned most of these guys. I just don't.
Yeah. My problem is in my league. The name value, people don't give a crap about the score. They just go, no.
We don't usually either, but it's starting to turn.
Oh, is your league?
To turn in our league. They are starting to go because they see what what the past winners have done with trading for these types of guys.
Yeah, okay.
And then they've gone, oh, well, maybe we need to start doing that too. You know what I mean?
Okay. So they've taken the handbrake off a little bit. Yeah,
a little bit,
yeah. Next name, Latrell Mitchell's a sell.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell him if I owned him, but yeah.
Yeah, and my only point on this, everyone, is I'm selling Latrell Mitchell for Herbie Farmworth every day of the week.
Yeah.
Every day of the week, 99 and 100 times on Sunday. Because Latrell is the most injury-prone bastard, and I can run Herbie through Origin period, play every game 12, 15, 18, and have a genuine VCC freak there. Yeah, you can't. I'd be selling Latrell and getting everything in return and feeling damn good about it because, mate, there's never been a bigger ticking time bomb than Latrell Mitchell from a health perspective.
Yeah.
And no one's ever started a Supercoach season this good either. So it's the perfect storm. Get everything you can for him. Go get Nico Hines plus. Go get Cleary plus. Like, do Latrell in your halfback to get Cleary plus. Like, just go and get whatever you want, people. Sell Latrell.
Yeah, could end up being the one of the great sell highs. I totally agree in that department. But like me personally, like I've always been that like Latrell believer, that turbo believer. And if this is the season that they're going to get all the way through, then I want to go on that journey with them because I feel like that's genuine. Like that's the title. You win the titles with players like that can get to that part of the season. However, if you did sell them and then they did do exactly what they've been doing, which is get injured, then it's just even better again.
Look, you're right. And like, this is a good one to disagree on because for me, my mindset with this is if I get back what I can get back for this, I'm still winning the comp with 3 guys getting me more than 70 plus, or 2 guys, you can have Latrell, because the moment he goes down,
Yeah, that's true.
if you're
Yeah.
owning him and running him wet like the way you would and just whipping it, and he goes down, you're going to go, this is it now.
100%.
Because now it's soft tissue. Now he comes back. He plays 60 minutes the first game. Can you trust him? Every game after that, you're watching him going, when's it happen again? It's the Fifita thing over again, where at least Fifita hasn't done anything yet, and you can kind of like laugh it off and stroll with it. Whereas Latrell, if you're like last week, I said to 2 weeks ago, I said to my mate, dude, you should sell Jenkins high. I know you can't do it, but you should sell Jenkins high. Yeah. And then he drops a 42 in a 40-point game or whatever. And I'm not saying like it's over for him, but this is the thing. It's like there's moments in time where your whole season can be defined by what you do. And I think Latrell, he's played 7 games. Yeah. When's he last played 7 games in a row? I can't even remember. He's averaging 112, dude. Yeah. His 3-round average is 138. Yeah. Go and get whoever you want.
Anyone.
And just let someone else succeed with him, because what they give you to get him, they're not going to be a competitor to that degree either. All he is true. Like, bro, I just can't even express how much people should sell Latrell. But I love that you wouldn't, mate. That's fair play. Taniela Paseka, I don't know why I threw this in here. I think he had like 2 half-decent games. I just think he's a guy you could get a marginal upgrade for.
That's right, yeah. We did say it before. Like, the AFB or even Tarpane or something like that, if you can get Paseka with somebody, do it.
Just double-check his Origin... Double-check his Origin schedule and just maybe try to get an upgrade there if you play the buys type of thing like I do, and just go get someone else. I just think he's a bit of an injury risk. I think, he only got 50 on the weekend, but he did hit his try. I don't know why I put him there. I just think he's a guy that we can trade. Siwa Wong, I think, is a guy that you don't trust to keep his job.
Only because of what we've seen before from Robbo, and Robbo, it only needs 2 bad performances from the Roosters to change shit up. Yeah, they don't muck around. Once they go on a bit of a skid, and their forward pack it's all over the shop. You got the Butcher brothers, you got Radleys and Crichtons, and there's just so many mouths to feed. Wong's obviously highly regarded, and he's having a great season right now. You could well and truly get through this season with him just doing 80 minutes till the end, but I'd rather just go, you know what, he's done a job for me right now. If I can move on to something different, then that's just what I'm gonna do.
Yep. So a 3-round average of 79. There's a couple of tries and stuff in that. Look, I'm with you. I just don't know who to get. I've got him, and I've hit the jackpot. I got him off waivers. Everyone, how was he on waivers?
Even better if you got him off waivers.
It's just because we played 2 RF. Long story, but. Like, I don't know who to trade. I don't know who would take him. He was on, name value, blah, blah. But I kind of want to agree, not just to, I kind of want to disagree, not for disagreement's sake, Griff. Like, I totally hear you. And if you can think of some people maybe while I'm speaking to trade for, I'll have that discussion. My quick thing on Wong is, got a couple of Roosters guys in the Discord I've chatted about, like, what do you think of Wong, blah, blah. They're saying this is the year. This is it. Yeah. It's locked in. There's no other, they've done enough experimentation. He's the guy. What I saw last year that I loved was there was multiple 50 tackle games last year from the kid.
Yeah.
Like he played lock the year before in Q Cup to learn, not Q Cup, whatever you guys call it down there. It's our Q Cup.
It's the same
just to tackle bastards. Like his whole thing was like harden up, get in the lock and bring your athleticism to the edge, but learn to defend like a lock and bring that to the edge. So he done that in 2024, 2025. We saw the base, but there was still the experimentation. So he wasn't really reliable, whatever. This year, man, he looks awesome out there, bro. His physicality, his physique, his athleticism. I'll hear you on a sell high. I just don't know if he has the name value to like justify. I know it sounds stupid because we've talked about it all day, but hear me out here, Griff. His name value, like it doesn't justify. You're better off kind of. He's a guy you should just run down, and if he falls over, he falls over, which goes against everything I've said today. But I feel like maybe it's confirmation bias because I own him. But tell me what you think. If there's give me some names or give me some counters. But is this not just the year for Siwa Wong?
Yeah, it probably is. But in saying that, like I'm happy to go to Dylan Lucas. I'm happy to go to David Fifita. I'm happy to go to maybe not a Cam Murray, but like even then to go in a different direction, I'm happy to go to an IPAP. I'm happy to go to a Paddy Carrigan.
Those owners aren't doing that, but
no, they might not be, but it might only be like a little sweetener. You know what I mean? Like it might not have to be much. Even Preston, I would take over Wong because we've seen it. You know what I mean?
My argument is that I just don't think people take him. So I'm just going to run that average. You know what I mean?
Potentially. You never know though. You never know because somebody might be going, you know what? Well, it helps if you've got like a Roosters fan in your league as well,
big
or
time,
something like that.
I'm in
But
Brisbane, bro. No, like it's literally all Broncos.
all Broncos. Yeah,
It's
okay.
crazy, like 10 of 10.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Wollongong, so I've got a lot of Dragons, so it's
Yeah.
easy for that one. But
like I'm basically a Penrith fan. It's so everyone hates me because I just can't stop watching them because I just like footy. But
but it's the same even when Melbourne and Roosters were the dominant teams in the mid 2000s as well. Like you would take the Billy Slaters and all that sort of stuff.
Here's
as well,
a spicy one for you. Would you give up Wong for Lasardi? If you own Wong, would you chase Lasardi with him? Too much.
Too much.
It's okay. No, I'm just
because Lasardi, you've only seen 2 games that he's done it.
Just trying to think of some names that are like, if you had Wong, would you go and get Aaron Clark?
No, I'm happy to keep Wong there.
Yeah,
I think I'm happy to keep Wong there.
Yeah, that's great.
Because you got the 80 minutes still. You got the 80 minutes, and you're still in he's still in a gun team.
So 80 minutes.
He's got the try scoring upside because of that gun team.
And DCE, we've seen him DCE and
exactly right.
And Wong's not that guy, but there's
he's still similar
around that edge, mate.
Yeah.
One thing I like about DCE is the halfway shifts. I don't know if you've watched enough Roosters lately. I haven't watched all of it close, but DC doesn't mind that sort of halfway down the field shifting to the right, and then Wong gets like kind of outside his man. There's the offload. There's Toya one-on-ones. That's always nice for a line break here and there, which turns a guy who's PPM of 1. That turns his 65, which is so serviceable, into 80, which I love. So, I want to. I know what you're saying.
He's not a must sell. He's not a must sell. But it's just, to me, like, it just depends. And the fact that you got him on waivers would make me want to sell even more. But
yeah, dude, I'd love to. I just can't know who to get. And I hear you on Lucas. I just, as the owner, do that. And even then, I'm like, dude, would I even? Like, dude,
the thing is,
Wong looks awesome to me.
Yeah, but there's also we're just thinking of like 2 RFs to swap him with as well, which is like probably not fair either, because
it's not fair.
You're probably going to be looking at other positions of interest to yourself as well. Whereas I would back losing a 2 RF positionally to fix another position for them then to have to go to waivers or the free agency to pick up another 2 RF.
It's better. Yeah, it is better.
Yeah, I mean, because exactly. And like I would back situations changing in that position where I can pick somebody up later on that's going to do a half decent job for me as well.
And you've nailed it. And everyone listening, play that back. Like Griff's hit. This is why you do these videos. This is why I make content, is for these gems that Griff just nailed. It's something that, guys, I can't express is like a sidebar. When you're recording, the camera's on and you're having a chat and you're loving it, it's really hard to actually have epic insights because they take a lot of thought. But you've nailed it, Griff. That's such a good insight, is like the value of positional scarcity in buy low, sell high. It's really hard to do when we're on camera, but Griff's nailed it. You need to think about is like 2RF and CT dub are the most interchangeable positions for a reason.
100%.
You can do CY Wong plus a CT double 5/8 for Jaxson Purdue of our earlier convo. Griff's doing that every day of the week.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So yes, and those 2 positions 100%, but I'm even in the front row position too. Like I feel like I can always pick up a front rower that's gonna get like that 50 odd anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like compare it to so like a AFB and that right now, they're only averaging 57. So if I can get a guy that's doing a 50 and they're only averaging 57, then I don't really feel like I'm missing out too much. But if I've moved on somebody that's, say, a 60 average in CT dub, but now I've bought somebody that's averaging 70, 75, that's where I've already improved my team anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's what I'm thinking in those sort of situations.
No, I love it. And it's just hard when you're talking live, you're going like 2RF for 2RF to try and place the value.
Yeah.
But the optionality is broader than that for people.
100%.
And if you do own any of the guys that we're talking about in both sells and buys, it's the responsibility and the effort is on you to go and look beyond that, because that's how you win your comp flat out.
But it's also just another quick one while we're talking about it. Okay, so I'm just looking at Su'a Wong right now, and then like Kale Iro is like right next to him. But I don't see those two at the same value, right? because I feel like Kale Iro averaging 68 is tougher to do than a 2RF in a good team as well. But like the flaws of some CT dubs compared to the flaws of some 2RFs as well. So it's even hard to gauge value when you're even talking about that. Because I mean, you saw Wong, he's averaging more than Sam Walker, but no one's going to give up Sam Walker for him.
And that's positional scarcity, and that's pedigree.
That's right.
You know what Hero did last year. You sort of see that a backline guy can do a bit more maybe in terms of ceiling than the 2RF. So I hear you entirely. And CY Wong isn't against those guys, but it is about understanding within the 2RF, if you're starting him, what you could get. And then looking beyond that is up to you and your creative license, applying your lens. And that's why, not to plug the Oracle too much, but the league map, you quickly see indications of guys to buy in different positions. And the whole idea of the league map from my brain was like, I need to see in one view all of the different variables amongst teams, because it's too hard to look on the list view on Supercoach.
100%. Like that was always my go-to, was go to that list view on the team list on my league. But now that it's on draft, oh my God, so much easier. And especially because you've got the cues of the sell highs and buy low. Oh my God,
the hot form,
so much easier. The form, all that sort of stuff. So you can see what people need positionally as well, and whether this deal is going to work or it's not.
That's exactly right. That's positional needs, exactly right. And like you see the averages and the projections and whatnot, because the idea is that when you're making trades, you need more information than the Supercoach list view. You know, like obviously
100%.
go to the team, but if you want the view to be like what it is, which is a big picture view, then that's the most beneficial thing. I'll quickly just pull up the league map. If no one's seen it and you're watching this on YouTube or whatever, this is what it looks like really quickly. Like I've got my team here. I can look across and go like, well, if I'm trying to trade CY Wong, this guy in focus here, I'm not just seeing 2RFs. I'm seeing like, you know, Joe Chan. I'm seeing Finafuiaki, Noah Martin. I'm seeing Fletcher Sharpe, you know, on a buy low. So you can see the indicators up here. And I can go, oh, yeah, CY Wong, he needs that. What's he got? Lecker. Oh, he also needs a 2RF because look how bad Lecker and Kickow are going. Shit, why don't I do, you can't see it, but I've got Jaden Sewer. I'll do Jaden Sewer for Kickow, for Fletcher Sharpe, and I don't know, Taylor May or something, upgrade my CT dubs. Like, this is why league map in Draft Oracle's so valuable, guys. Because
always show bench.
And you can show bench too, which I don't do really, but you can. I know Griff does. And then you've also got the actual discussion points here that the Oracle generates, guys. So you've got like why they'd accept. That's always like pretty linear. Why it helps you. You don't need to go overboard on reading this. And then you click here and you go straight to the trade lab to actually experiment with your trade, guys. I've tried to make it like user friendly so you can take your ideas in here and go CY Wong for, you know, Fletcher Sharpe or whatever it is, and you just get the Oracle to say that. And obviously, you know, CY Wong's going at a bit too good of a level. The Oracle doesn't know that his coach is a psycho. The Oracle doesn't know that you've got. The Oracle doesn't see that you've got 2RFs on your bench that you can spare him. So don't take it for everything, but it gives you all of the indicators, guys. Like, you know,
well, look at the pedigrees right there between the both, right?
Yeah.
So it's got Wong 54. That's right. So that's the sort of thing you got to weigh up too.
Yeah, and you can do like different things and see if like you're chasing upside and whatnot. And as the season goes on, I will also come in here and tweak these guys, because when I built this, I didn't extensively go overboard because there's so many different ways to see it. But just want to share that really quick because we're talking about it. It's the perfect discussion point. All right, let's get into a new name. CY Wong, I love that, mate. That was a good one for you to throw in. Finu, did I put him on or did you put him on?
I think you put him on.
I think I put him on. And it's just because he's got the knee issue. I don't know how often he keeps doing what he's doing. He's just a quick one. I'm not even going to give options. I just think he's possibly a sell high, guys. Next there is Tanner Boyd. I think that's probably both of us just go on, get off it before it's too late. I think we've seen a regression from Boydie, haven't we, mate, recently?
A little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, he's still going to be serviceable probably for the rest of the year, and that average is going to stick up for a while. So you do have time, but like I'd still just be trying to move towards just something a bit more, I don't know,
proven-ish type.
Proven-ish, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, look, I hear you. Like, you know, like if you could do Boyd plus for Campbell, maybe. But even then, someone would argue don't do that because Boyd's so durable. But listen to Boyd, guys. He's gone from round 3. I'm ignoring rounds 1 and 2 when shit was blown up. But from round 3, his average was 112. He's now averaging 80. Every week, it's gone down. His average has gone from 112, 105. So, like, 7 points down. Then it went 13 points down. Then it went 2 points, and then 6 points and 4 points. So he's gone down, guys. He had a 41, a 79, a 50, and a 51. 1 try assist in that. A lot of try contributions, a lot of goal kicking though still. So he's still relevant, but the games of tries with double try assists, they have completely dried up.
Yeah.
Now,
they just play the Titans and the Dolphins too.
Exactly. I was about to say he did that against Roosters. Canberra's defense hasn't been great. Newey's been actually pretty good. They pumped him. Wests are real good and he did good there. But then Sharks, he did a 41. They're nothing special. Melbourne have been terrible. He did 79. Titans, Dolphins, 50, 51. Look, it's not over. He does have para this week. Yeah. It's not over. But yeah, I'd just be looking to make a marginal improvement with Boyd. Would you go for would you do Boyd for Fogarty plus or too much of a downgrade? Fogarty's been awful.
No, I'd take for sure. I'd be easy to move off for if they're going to give you Fogarty plus. But the one there's one that I would 100% entertain, and probably we're talking names here as well. But Jerome Hughes. If someone wants to take Tanner Boyd off my hands and gives me Jerome Hughes, even if something like that, I'd definitely be willing to do that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I got a guy that messaged me a lot on Substack, and guys, if you're listening and don't know, on Substack, the key benefit of Substack is that if you're a paying subscriber and you message me, I basically get back to you as quick as I can, and everyone can attest to that. Like, very rarely do I miss a message, and I get guys that are sending me weekly advice questions. Substack is the way that I differentiate you from the rest of the world. I've got a guy that's been messaging me nonstop on Substack as he works through his team for the season, Griff. He has Tanner Boyd on the bench. He got lucky enough to get him, and that he pairs that with Nicho Hynes. So a guy like, how long should he hold Boyd? Is that just a great handcuff, hold him throughout the season, and just if Nicho ever goes down? Or are you turning that into, you got to make value on that ASAP?
You got to make value on it. To me, because what if, right? So what if you get to the end of the season and they both don't go down and you've just held on to this guy that could have upgraded somewhere else, and then you lose first or second week of the finals, and you're like, oh, should have probably got something for Tanner Boyd when he was averaging 100.
Yeah, I think
or 80 at the moment.
Can't remember who exactly it is. I think it might be Ty there on Substack. But Ty, if it is you from memory, I think it is, mate. I think the guy I'd go and get is like Dylan Brown or something, or be a bit smarter that, and maybe try to get a guy that alternates on the buys that Nicho has, or that sort of stuff is another good one, or Jerome Hughes or whatever. Well, then you've got Jerome and Nicho. Don't do that. But,
I mean, I've got Galvin. I'd prefer Galvin.
Yeah, like trade Boyd for Galvin plus though. You need the plus to add depth
for sure,
and get dual eligible people. Or you could do like Talangi and Boyd for Purdue would be a really good one, Ty, if you're listening. Because what you need is to get, if you're trading guys that are going really well that are backups to your guys, you do need to continue to have the backup covered. But you also, if you don't do that, is get other duels to give you continual roster flexibility and future proofing, because this game with the HIA's issues, buys, it's all about having the right duels, in my opinion, when you're trading trading high. Last name, Jake Clifford. I think you put this on there.
Yeah, I probably did.
It's our last name. So let me have it on the Cliffo. Just same deal.
Well, mate. Just same deal. I mean, he's the top average in 5'8". You know what I mean? And and by a fair way. But I mean, like in the 5'8" landscape, which isn't great. But then you just look at some of the names, as we just said, like, would I prefer Jaxson Purdue? Yeah, I would. DCE, Ezra Mam, Ethan Strange, Cameron Munster, Blaze Talangi.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have those guys and just upgrade a different position.
Yeah. 100%. I think that's a great one. Just go to Clifford, go to Talangi owner. I'll give you Clifford for Talangi plus. If you can give me that CT double, give me that hooker, or just some upgrade that just really fixes it. Yeah, I think I agree with Clifford. Again, I class him maybe as not a must sell, but remember he's got a finals buy, guys. And I think just anytime a guy's averaging 75, that's probably still going to average 70 by the end of the year. Them 4 points are louder than anything else. And I think
you've also got to remember about teams that, and this it goes to Tanner Boyd as well. Teams that can go on little bits of spluttering results, and they have depth, other people that they can interchange, and their coaches have done it before. So Tanner Boyd could easily have 3 bad games and he's out the door.
Oh, 100%. A huge risk for him.
Clifford the same thing. You know what I mean? Because they could actually put Purdue back there, and Clifford's back to playing Q Cup again. So
perfect. I'm glad you mentioned it, mate. Well said. And that's the same as Boyd. Like the Metcalf, like CHT is a freaking good player.
That's right. And Tamari Martin's coming back now too.
Yeah, every chance they splutter and Metcalf goes back to 7 because that worked from last year. They were still farming last year, so 100%.
Yeah.
Well said on him, mate. Thanks for getting him in. Quick questions. Let's go. What would you do if you had Val Holmes and Carraz or Carraz? I don't know the wording he had on this one. With Val, is he hold, sell low, or buy low? What's your take on Val? Give me the Val story from your opinion, Griff.
Val, yeah. Look, he's a goal kicker, right? So yeah. He'll hold his floor because of that. Like I know what he's doing right now ain't great, but you got to think that at some stage the Dragons are going to at least just be like, well, let's hot potato the football. We can't defend these with this team, so we may as well try and play some type of attacking footy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard because you'd rather just get off and get something that is any type of value to a Val Holmes.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough to what you're going to do there, you know.
A couple of ways to look at it. Maybe Griff is like, if he hits some upside, go then. If he doesn't, sunk cost, like who cares? Like just running. Right. Like you said, the floor's decent. He only needs a line break try to score 70, 80.
Yeah.
Then the third angle is, as you mentioned, is you just get something from off name value, even though the scores are low. Because someone will buy him. I'd buy him. If the Val guy said to me, "Oh, can I have this for that?" I'd probably
be looking at it.
8. I'd go, yeah, it depends. I like the Origin schedule, but does he play Origin, mate? I don't know. Like we kind of need him to.
I don't think he hasn't been good.
And Billy didn't pick blokes last year.
That's it, and especially if Latrell gets picked, they're not going to want to put him up against Latrell again.
That's a good point, mate. Yeah,
you know, like, but in saying that, would Shiba was always left, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's Toya who had the Latrell job last year, and he did a decent job.
That's right. I think it'll be Toya and Shiba. I don't think
he might play on a wing. Val
maybe plays a wing.
Maybe look, Val. I think he's just a hold, mate. I'm not telling people like to go sell him at his lowest. Carraz.
I'm a Carraz owner. I'm happy to hold him, but
I wouldn't go buying Carraz, mate, off a knee and a shoulder in a team that's. I wouldn't.
Well, especially when the diagnosis was 2 to 8 weeks. That's anything that's like disgusting for me right now. With it, it's just like it was a 2 to 8 week injury. How is there that exactly? How's there that bigger?
I thought MCL was 4 to 6 like every time.
Same.
Yeah. Crazy.
So, like, even on the site right now, it literally just says expected recovery time to be confirmed. So,
yeah, true. Look, Carraz, it's a price question. I still feel okay about him in my team if I didn't spend a lot for him. If you've picked up like bad example, but an Avarillo who's like outperformed his waiver value, any CTW got off waiver guys, I'd go get Carraz. Even a guy like RTS who I really like. If I
can get Carraz for RTS, I'm doing that every day.
Carraz for Val, I mean, like RTS for Val, I probably aren't running to do that because at least I just haven't. I don't know if the upside. Carraz still has the upside in him if healthy, whereas Val's ceiling I think has taken a hit with where the team's at. But as I said, anyone you got off waivers freeze, anyone in a purple patch that's like scoring more tries than makes sense, then I think like. I think you can.
I'll be getting off the card for errors and whatnot as well.
Yeah. You could even do like, even if I had Paul Alamotti, I'd go get Val. Just go for team name value. Would you do that?
It's tough though because like you sort of still want to have a piece of Penrith.
Yeah, that's true.
I felt like but you may be in a situation where you do have Alamotti and you've got Brian Toto or you've got Casey McLean or Jenkins or whatever as well.
Yeah,
so
probably a bad
in that case, fine, but
yeah. No, you've nailed it. It's probably a bad example because of the team quality. But
it's just hard to get off a piece of Penrith. Really is.
Yeah, no, you've nailed it. I don't know if I'd be stressing if I own those guys, but I wouldn't go hard buying them either. I'm happy. Like I said with earlier, CTWs is such a weird landscape this year. Just let people roll, man. The only guy I want's Herbie, and I can't get him. Or McCasey.
Well, the only other thing that we didn't really say with like Jenkins, right? So like as I said, we don't really want to get off a piece of the Panthers, but mate, if you can get Casey McLean and someone. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be doing that every day of the week too.
And then the argument the argument is like, I'm downgrading for, like, give me Casey, you get Jenkins. You're still getting left edge. You're not losing Panthers, but you're getting a bit more. And Casey has a world where truly he might average more than Jenkins end of the season.
That's right.
Problem
Exactly.
is with Casey is that if for him to do well, Jenkins probably does well. So they're
Yeah,
both going to net
of
out. But
course.
if you downgrade
Yeah.
in that area to get an upgrade elsewhere, it's totally worth it. The next
Yeah.
question was, if you owned Kinney in flex, who would you pair him with? Reece Walsh or Dylan Edwards? So he's already got Kinney and
Yeah.
he owns Edwards and has been offered Reece Walsh.
Tough when old Edwards has hit some form again.
I know. I told him, I don't know if I worded it right to you, but sorry, he still owns Walsh. I told him I would just hold Walsh because in my mind, Kinney's a bit of a base guy, decent finals run. I don't really need Kinney and Edwards dropping me a 55 each in the finals, whereas the chance that Walsh could score me 140 in the finals, while I've got Kinney bringing up the rear with either his own 140 or a 70 of just base and one line break, I like that. But Edwards looks good, and that team is so good. So if you owned Kinney and Walsh, would you trade Walsh for Edwards, mate? Fresh back off a cheek injury for Walsh too. That can go again.
I'm going to stick with Walsh.
Yeah, me too. That's all right. That's the advice I gave him. Yeah.
But it is a lot harder because Dylan Edwards can go humongous too. I'm just looking at finals draw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they've got the Warriors, the Roosters, the Storm, and the Dogs, which, okay, right now you're not worried about Melbourne, but
pretty quickly, Melbourne and Dogs could be good. Pretty quickly, that could be
That's
good.
right.
And Warriors, man, they could be fine.
And that's for Dylan. Yeah, that's for Penrith. That's for Penrith. So that's what I mean. Like, am I going to buy Dylan Edwards? I mean, and even really looking at what Edwards has done this year, it's really last game that's peaked him up again.
And he's had like 7 tries in a row.
That's what I mean. He's only hit 200s and one of them last week. Yeah. So
I think it's Walsh for me there because you've already got Kinney. If you probably didn't and you wanted just a durable guy who could back in, because Walsh doesn't play shit over the next 8 weeks. Barely plays with injuries and Origin, all that. The last one was McEwen or Wilton, rest of the season, currently starting Yowie and Gus Crichton. Look, for me, it's McEwen. I believe in him enough, and I think that Dylan Brown's such a good, guy for his back row we saw with Sean Lane all those years. Yeah. I'd go McEwen there. Would you go Wilton just on maybe a better team? Or questionably, I don't even know if they're a better team. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if they are either. I'll probably I'm happy with McEwen over Wilton. It's tough, man, because Sharks always get those edge tries as well. You know what I mean? And Wilton does score a lot of tries. And it seems to at least that Wilton is preferred over Billy Burns because of what's happened this week.
Wilton's a future captain for them. I think people struggle to realise that Wilton's
he is injury prone too. So
he is a bit, yeah. McEwen, it's really also his first real season as a starter that can weigh on guys. They can crumble physically when they're trying to do it week in, week out. Wilton as well, better finals and better Origin period. He plays only 1 bye, whereas I know the Knights play the first 2.
There's not much in it. There's honestly not much in it.
It's a coin flip, and it's do you back. And Trindle is a pretty good passer, but I think when Mulatalo comes back, then you'll see way more decoy lines from Wilton. But look, I'd personally just go McEwen, but it doesn't matter. It's a coin flip.
I probably would go McEwen too.
Yep, cool. And then is Sam Walker a sell high, mate?
No.
200s in a row.
Unless you're moving to, I don't even know.
Yeah, I know.
Around that region.
Like what?
Nah, I'm just going to say no. I actually think he's on the way up and he's going to continue to keep soaring.
Would you trade your Sam Walker for Jerome Hughes +1 small sweetener?
Yeah, it depends on the sweetener though.
Yeah.
Depends on the sweetener. No, because it's hard to go back to Hughes with how bad Melbourne have been as well.
Yeah, I know.
But I can see the Roosters actually being okay now.
Oh yeah. And also there's that he won't play Origin. He'll just play through that.
That's right.
And then Hughes doesn't either, but then Melbourne have that finals bye, and I don't want my heart track really to have a bye in finals. Mate, that's awesome. We did go real long. I cannot believe it. I feel so bad, mate, because
it's all good, man. It's all good.
I don't know about you, but for people listening, did this feel like 20 minutes?
Yeah, for us it did.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Probably for them, and they're just like, hurry up and
they can click through, mate, because I didn't mean to.
Well, that's true.
But it's just like you start talking about it and you're thinking, and then it just goes on forever. I feel terrible that this went so long, but it did, and hopefully this is for the diehards, mate. This is for people that just want to hear this stuff. We've hit 100%. On so many big names too that you guys can see the list. Just move through the video to names that you're interested in. Doesn't bother us, but if you do enjoy it, give it a like. That means a lot, and a sub if you're new. But I doubt too many people are new. Thanks for all the support, Griff. Thank you for your time and effort, mate. I love
Cheers, mate.
these
I really
with you.
appreciate it.
We've now found an easy tech setup so we can keep sort of like
Yeah.
hammering these out as much as you want, mate, because I love having a guest on. So it's been awesome.
No, for sure. Yeah, we'll keep doing a couple of these for sure. I'm happy to do
them. Well done, mate. Yeah, you smashed it as always. I love some of your insights, mate. I think people get a lot of value out of that. I'm going to hit end recording and hope all goes well. But thanks so much for listening, guys.
Cheers, guys.